It's now been just about 2 weeks since E3 2018 took place, and I think most of us understand by now what Fallout 76 really is. Unfortunately, Bethesda probably will have to do a ton of clarification videos and advertisements so more casual gamers understand that Fallout 76 is an online-only game that is very, very different than the typical Fallout games we've gotten in the past, like Fallout 4 or New Vegas. So far, within the interviews that came during E3 2018 and some of the videos Bethesda has been uploading on Twitter, we've gotten some of our biggest issues and concerns addressed. Like for one, we do know that the story will play out through holotapes for the most part.
Our quests are given out largely through holotapes, notes, terminals, and the story's very organic. It's the story of the survivors that went out before you the first 25 years after the bombs dropped. So you'll engage in their story. We added a lot of holotapes to this game. You'll hear a lot of audio. You will, of course, be able to, so that the story's actually rich in a way because you'll be able to hear it as you continue to quest along and enjoy the experience in a way we haven't done before.
We also know now that there are no human NPCs at all, something that Todd Howard stated would be addressed through the story of Fallout 76. Anyway, one interesting question that some have been asking is how much of an RPG is Fallout 76? Well, it's almost entirely an RPG, just not in the way many expected. It's a different type of role-playing experience that you, the player, assume whatever role you wish to take. Do you want to be a trader? You can be that. Do you want to be a raider? You can be that. Do you want to be a farmer? You can be that. Do you want to be XXXPU55Y Slayer 09XXX? You can be that. Do you want to be a prostitute? Okay, you can't be that, but you get the point. Now, pretty much you can role-play anything that you can think of, for the most part, although it's really up to you, the player, to immerse yourself into the world and take up that role. Personally, I do see the potential in this, as if you followed any of the Grand Theft Auto 5 role-playing community, it really can be entertaining and fun, although I think something like this may only be possible on private servers, or won't be fully realized until that happens. Playing with random players in any online multiplayer game has proven to be interesting. Guess that's the right word to use, mainly because of how crazy people really can get, from the 8-year-olds screaming through their microphones, to the players glitching through the map, to the players figuring out any way to annoy you, to the one guy blasting music through his microphone, and so on and so forth. Now, one really important thing with role-playing is factions. There have been questions on whether or not maybe we could see a Chinese Remnants faction because of Mama Dulce's food processing plant being a location, which in Fallout 3 is revealed to be a front company of the People's Liberation Army of China. And additionally, the Enclave, and maybe we see some remnants of them, as the Greenbrier Resort will be featured, which holds a secret bunker made in real-world West Virginia in case of a nuclear war breaking out during the Cold War. This bunker was made for the United States Congress and their staff, which obviously in the Fallout universe, the Enclave represents the pre-war government and military who are said to be scattered all across North America, with their headquarters being at the Poseidon oil rig, at least in 2102, before the events of, I believe, Fallout 2 take place. So based on a recent interview posted by Game Reactor with Pete Hines, it seems unlikely that Bethesda will be including any factions at all.
We do want folks to roleplay, and I've already seen some of this chatter amongst fans about, you don't need us to create the factions, you create the factions. If you want to have the Minutemen, then be a Minuteman and recruit other people to be Minutemen who go around the world helping folks and finding settlements that need help and going to do that. If you want to be a trader, if you want to travel around the map, or you want to build an outpost where people come and buy and sell stuff, you should do that. You don't need us to craft those systems. The game will just allow you to do that. You go be who you want in this world.
When I heard there would not be any human NPCs, I was kind of holding out hope that maybe there would be a faction of ghouls that could speak, or a faction of robots like the ones in Vault 118 and the Far Harbor DLC for Fallout 4 that we could interact with. But from these comments, it doesn't seem likely. It seems that literally there will be a few robots and tons of holotapes, which will solely be our interactions with non-playable characters, which at this point isn't kind of all that surprising. What this also means is maybe there will be tons of lore and new stories we can cover, but we will be in charge of creating the factions we wish to play as, which goes along with the angle that role-playing in Fallout 76 works in a very, very different way. A way that really involves you, the player, having an imagination with maybe other players. This is something that will not be for everyone, something that again Pete Hines acknowledged.
you also have to appreciate, like, developers don't want to just feel like I always have to do this thing and I'm never allowed to veer off from it.
Just be alternating Fallout and Elder Scrolls.
Well, or even if they went to another franchise, it's like, no, you can only ever do single player, like you can't ever do anything else, and they don't always want to do that. And in this case, they're going to try something else that hopefully incorporates multiple different ways of playing the game. Folks that are skeptical are going to come around. And if not, you know what? Totally fine. Like, we never make games to say, look, you have to play this or you must play this. It's up to players to figure out what kind of experiences they want, what kind of games they want, and if it's the stuff that we're making, awesome. And if not, well, maybe the next one will be.
Fallout 76 is very different, and the more we learn, the more we understand how different it is. Bethesda wanted to try something new, and they clearly expected some people would not be down for this, but as developers, they wanted to try an online-focused Fallout experience. What do you guys think of Bethesda's stance that they don't think it's needed for them to create factions in Fallout 76? And also, what faction do you plan on creating or bringing to West Virginia? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value. Also, consider subscribing for much more Fallout 76 content to come, and I'll see you later.